today I'm going to give you some practical tips and so-called biohacks in optimizing your sleep. So if you want to optimize your sleep and overall performance, make sure you watch this video till the end. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Marvin. I'm a health coach for top 1% entrepreneurs who want to optimize their health and performance. And if you want to learn more about that stuff, make sure you subscribe to that channel. So first of all, I'm going to take you with me to my bedroom. So now it gets really romantic. And I would just give you a little bit of insights in how I designed my bedroom. So as you can see, you almost see nothing, and this has several reasons. So first of all, it's a psychological factor to don't have any stimulations in your bedroom, because it's a huge psychological benefit that your mind connects the bedroom just with sleeping. So that means when I enter that room right here, my brain is already in sleeping mode. So I don't recommend having a TV or having any kind of other stuff. So just spend time in here, because your brain immediately notice when you go to this bedroom, okay, now it's time for sleep. So that's the first thing. But of course I have some practical and really useful tools also to optimize that sleep. And first of all, first thing I want to show you is this right here. So of course I have an alarm clock, but I'm not a big fan of using my phone as an alarm. Reason for that is you check your phone immediately after wake up. But also this right here is a light alarm. So that means, for example, when I have to wake up at 6 in the morning, it starts at about 5:30, and it starts with a red light and then gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And let's say you set the alarm for 6 o'clock, then it reaches at 6 o'clock the highest volume of light. And also, of course, if you don't wake up from this, it starts with a sound. So you can either have some bird sounds or you can turn on the radio. The benefit of this is, compared to a regular alarm, it's a little bit smoother wake up. So maybe you notice that when you have your classical alarm, your phone, maybe you are right now in a deep sleep phase and you get immediately out of the deep sleep phase. You don't know where you are, and it's a pretty stressful wake up. And with that thing, it's way better for your circadian rhythm, and you can try this for yourself. And I can promise you, when you try this for the first time, it's like the smoothest wake up that you ever can imagine. So really, really useful tool. The second two things that I want to show you, if we talk about sleep hygiene, first thing is what many people are missing, the air quality. So it depends on if you're living in a bigger city, but also when you're living in a small village, the air quality is maybe not so appropriate. So I have two things that I recommend to check out. First thing is a HEPA air filter. So I can also turn it on for you. And what it actually does is it filters the air. You can also have a timer. Of course, it's pretty loud when it starts. You can see it right here. So it hugely increases the air quality. So for example, when I come back from work at home, and I have about 1 or 2 hours for my wind down routine, I start this air filter for 1 or 2 hours, and as soon as I go to sleep, I disconnect it, which is also a factor which we talk about later, EMF migration, but that's another topic. But this can really make a huge benefit. I have friends who are living in Frankfurt, like a big city, and when they have to replace and change the filter just after a few days, it's almost black. Like it's a really, really dirty air. So, and like once it is set up, it's no more effort for you. The second thing that I can recommend you is this right here. It's a snake plant, and snake plants are really beneficial also for improving the air quality. And another benefit, because I'm really lazy, is that the snake plant doesn't need that much maintenance. So that means you have to put in some water maybe every few weeks. So even if you forget it, it's really resistant. So that's why I really recommend to just put it in your bedroom. Like, it's no more effort, but it really helps to improve the air quality. So these are definitely things I recommend to you. Another important thing is not just air quality, light, but also the temperature. Also, depending on where you live, it's really important to have a cool temperature throughout the night, because your circadian rhythm is also connected to your body temperature. Throughout the night, it's really important for the body to cool down. So in the evening, your body temperature reaches the highest point, and one factor which determines good sleep is during the night your body has to cool down. And in order to do that, you need a little bit cooler temperature. So I am really grateful that I have the possibility to choose my bed temperature. So it's always between actually 18 to 19 degrees Celsius, so pretty cool. That's an important thing to keep in mind. Then I have right here, of course, earplugs if there's something outside going on. A sleep mask, which is actually not necessary for me because I can make my bedroom completely dark. So as you can see right here, I have the opportunity to make my bedroom completely dark. But if you don't have the possibility, or maybe you want to have some fresh air coming in and you want to have an open window, as we can see, it really makes sense that your eyes don't see the light. Even if you have the eyes closed, it can really disrupt your sleep. And now, this is a really interesting tool. This is a mouth seal or medical mouth tapes. These are the cheapest ones that I found on Amazon. And what it does, you basically tape your mouth. It's like a small X. You tape your mouth and it forces you to breathe through your nose. And trust me, I'm doing this for 5 years. My girlfriend gets crazy, trust me, but it works because it forces you to breathe through your nose, and this can lower your heart rate. I measured, I tracked it with myself using an Oura ring, but I tracked it also with several clients. And the heart rate is lower, the sleep is better, and it has overall so much health benefits to breathe through your nose. And also, it's not much effort, it costs a few cents, so just put it on your mouth and it can dramatically improve your sleep. So this is my sleep setup. So as you can see, like, it's not fancy, there's no huge expensive tool. I don't use an 8 sleep, I don't use any kind of stuff. These are really practical, basic sleep hygiene tools that you can use for yourself. But of course, that's just my bedroom. I would say for the next step, let's have a closer look on my pre-sleep routine or my general evening routine, because there I have also some really practical tools for you. So one important thing that I mentioned is the so-called EMF, so electromagnetic frequencies. It plays a huge role in sleep quality, and as I mentioned, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of having also a TV in your bedroom or some kind of, in the worst case, Wi-Fi router. We can do like a short experiment. I have my TV right here, and on this thing you can see the EMF migration. And interestingly, also in front of the camera, like, it's not that high, but if we are coming closer to the TV and it's not even on, like it's completely off, it has a huge electromagnetic frequency. And that's why I also recommend to keep all of these things out of your bedroom. That's one important thing to keep in mind. And then I have some practical tools that I include in my evening routine, because it was always like this. One of the biggest challenge for me, and I guess also for many of my clients and many entrepreneurs, it's really hard to shut down the nervous system, to calm down in the evening and to prepare yourself for sleep. Because if you're working 10, 11, 12 hours per day, it's not possible to just jump into the bed and sleep immediately. Some people maybe can do that, but I can't do that. I need some things, I need some tools, I need some time also to shut down my nervous system. And therefore I have some really practical tools for you. First thing is the classic one. It's a blue light blocker, and I got asked really often which are the best ones. For me, for my opinion, I have the best results, the best effects with these ones who have really dark and orange glasses, because it filters the most of the blue light out of it. Of course, it looks a little bit stupid, but yeah, it's important for the health. So if you want to watch some Netflix series, if you want to maybe scroll a little bit on your phone, like we are all humans. I also do it. I also watch Netflix in the evening, but it makes a huge difference to use that tool because it helps the body to produce more melatonin, and therefore I really recommend it. It's pretty cheap. I guess I got this thing from Amazon for $10 or something. Like it's not crazy. Another thing is, for me, what really helps is, we can say, physical stimulation. And I have also some really interesting tools for you. I guess many of you are familiar with that, like a massage gun. It's pretty old. I guess this one is 5 or 6 years old. And you can basically use it to massage yourself. For example, the neck, the glutes, the legs, whatever you have some tightness. A lot of people who are also exercising on a regular basis have some kind of muscle pain or things like this. It can really help, and it also, like this vibration, also stimulates the nervous system and calms it down. Also a tool what I highly recommend. Of course, it's a little bit expensive in the first place, but as you can see, I have this from 5 or 6 years. So in that case, it's really long lasting. Another aspect, which I want to show you right now, is this thing right here. I can show it right here. This is, looks a little bit funny. You can say it's like a traction for your neck. So it works like this. You place it somewhere, for example, you put it somewhere like here on the door, and you lay down with your head inside. Like, I can show it to you right now. It looks a little bit stupid, but just to give you an idea, you lay down right here, and then you can also move a few meters forward. As I said, it looks really stupid, but what it does, it helps to track, it gets a traction in your neck, in your cervical spine. And especially when you're working a long hour on the computer, you have a lot of tension in your neck. This one really, really helps. And the last thing, when we talk about physical stimulation, is this thing right here. And it's a so-called spike mat. So as you can see, you have all these small spikes. The theory behind it, and I call it for that purpose theory, is that it presses the so-called acupuncture points. Come from the traditional Chinese medicine. What you basically do, you undress, you take your shirt off, and then you lay down on it with your back. Of course, when you do it for the first times, it's really painful. And I'm really honest with you, I can't tell you if it actually has that much benefits as it's praised, but I found for myself that I really enjoy it. Like, it sounds a little bit disgusting, but I enjoy that kind of pain and I feel better afterwards. And that's why I use it sometimes in the evening, also sometimes in the morning. You can also use it in the morning to lay down, make some kind of breathing exercise on it, or just in the evening, make some kind of box breathing, like really slow, prolonged breathing. For me, it helps. It's not the first tool, not the first thing that I recommend, and I can't tell you if it's really working like it's praised, but I use it for myself. And the last thing I want to cover today, and this is maybe one of the most important things to keep in mind when we talk about sleep routine, sleep optimization, and this is light. So as you can see, it's pretty lightened in right here. For the evening, for the circadian rhythm, it plays a huge role to also work with the right light setting. So in the morning, throughout the day, you want to surround yourself with pretty high light intensity. In the evening, you want to do exactly the opposite. So that's why when I want to read something, when I just want to have a little bit light inside here, I turn off these lights and I use that thing right here. It's a Himalayan salt lamp and it looks like this. And this is, you can also see some kind of red light and really, really low light. It's quite enough when you want to read something. And what it does, it helps you also simulate, you can say, like a sunset. Because from our natural biology, when it's evening, when it's later in the day, that's why in the sunset the sun gets a little bit more red, like the red part of the light gets a little bit higher, whereas during the day you have way more blue light. The problem is when you use LED light or screen light, it's the same with the blue light blockers. In the evening you want to have more light from the red light. And that's why I really recommend something like this, because it's not that bright, it doesn't make you awake, it doesn't make you alert. So that's it for today's video. I hope you like it. If you have some tricks, tips, tools that you use for yourself or that you can recommend, or if you have some individual questions, let me know in the comments down below. So if you want to learn more about optimizing your health and performance, then subscribe to that channel. That's it for today, guys. See you soon.